Welcome to another video. Like any videos, I have to make a disclaimer before I talk about anything of why I make my videos. I make my videos because I want to ensure that nobody dies with regret. Because life could be so sad sometimes, and I've seen sad people and they made me sad. So my goal is to ensure that you and your loved ones, don't see the last minutes of their life as saying, oh, I need another chance, or oh man, I'm so sad to go, but rather that you walk away from this life to the next one with the highest amount of satisfaction for yourself and others. And your last words would be, man, I felt a lot of love. Wow, I did everything I wanted to do. This was great. And that's the focus of my channel, is to ensure that we don't fuck up like that. This video is specifically focused on this goal. The whole layout of the ultimate battle against regret. But how will we do this? It's a very good question. If you want to achieve the ultimate future where everybody's happy, you first have to start with aim. Why? You only become as great as your aim. If your aim is to be a car salesman, you'll have good sales skills. You'll have excellent people communication. Maybe you'll know cars really well. But if your aim is, to become the number one stock trader in the whole world, you will become those things. You can only set aims because they're possible. You want to be a bird and fly, flap your hands above the sky, because that's impossible. Your body does not allow you to pursue things that are not real. All aims and all wants are real if they allow you to pursue it. They already exist. So it is important to achieve the wanted future for all of us that we set the highest aim for all of us. We take the highest reality so we can produce the ultimate good. And I believe that if we look at the ultimate good right now, or what the perspective is of the highest reality, that the solution to it is nation of humanity. It is the ultimate cure to all the humanity's regret. But first, to understand why we need nation of humanity, we do have to understand the highest perspective. So, what is the highest perspective? Well, we first have to understand it always takes place between the ultimate evil and the ultimate good. One can really know what he is to a story when he knows what story he's in. If there's a million stories, you'll truly never find yourself. And there's always the minimum and the maximum story. No, we can be, I'm a little human, or maybe I'm like some things in between. But those really won't fit. You always have to do the minimum or the maximum, and we're going to do it with the maximum. So it gives you the most accurate version of who you're supposed to be in this world to achieve the best results. And let's start with the good. All stories need a good and a bad. So what is good in this world? What's good? I believe that the good is humanity, life itself, and things that oppose it are evil. It's quite apparent when if you look at our emotional systems, if we interact with any kind of reality, everything that takes away from existing freedom being is shown as a negative, as an emotional negative. I believe it's the basis you cannot argue with me that yes, humans are in fact good. And you say, yeah, we know. That's just survival. We already know we've been doing that. But I believe that humanity has been looking at life the whole wrong way. Is it survival? Or is it continuing the greatest thing that's ever happened? I don't know. So, if we have good as humanity, what is the thing that opposes it? It's not money. Money can't kill people. I can be dead broke and still find food. But in fact, things that on planet Earth could kill humanity, like a volcano eruption. Those are evil. We all emotionally feel that volcanoes are evil. We all feel that pollution is bad. We all know that rising sea level is bad. It is like a little meter going off in our heads. Is that not true? Is that what the whole society and all the businesses are trying to align you with? Oh, buy our cups and yeah, we'll save the ocean for you. And you're like, hell yeah. But you never get to the solution that you've been wanting to. Because they don't actually ever do it. It's kind of funny. So yeah, what humanity truly wants is what's best for the planet. You as a child proved it yourself. When you were a little kid, when your mom asked what do you want to be doing in the future, and your ass probably said, I want to be a doctor, I want to save the world, I want to help fucking people. Those things never changed since you were a kid. It's your basis to reality, your basis to purpose, but we just continue to ignore it. So, what is evil? It's pollution. Everything that's bad on earth, corrupt politics, lack of aim, war, world hunger. You care about all those fucking things, but you just don't never do them. And this video is about doing them. We're seeing them in a way which gives us perspective, it allows us to do it. So, but we can categorize all the problems on Earth, and the things that I realized that if I solved every single problem on Earth, that I would still lose the good I consider humanity. A meteorite could come out of nowhere and destroy Earth. A sun could be feeling a little gassy, rip his ass a bit too hard, and destroy the whole planet. We cannot, as humanity, set our aim to be Earth. And it works in a perfect manner, because if you have an infinite amount of aims, you have an infinite amount of ethics. So it's good to continue to abstract your aim till it's a singular point. Then it makes everything super, super, super clear. It gives you like superpowers in ethics. So we're going to continue doing that. Do you think if we expanded through the whole universe, to every single planet, to every single point on Earth, would that, yeah, the whole point of the whole universe. So would that solve all the problems? Would that ensure the ultimate good to exist forever? Would that ensure the heaven from above to be brought down to earth, like all Christians say? No. At the end of the day, the earth and humans would still die. So we have to abstract one more time. If we don't solve all problems, we still die. If we expand through all space, we still die. So what we have to do, the space eventually ends. It expands to everything and it blows up. It turns into fucking nothing for no reason. And that is acting as an enemy in humanity. It's acting as an evil against humans. If our goal is to continue ourselves, it's literally the biggest threat that we have. It's the final boss. There's the minions, there's the sub-goals, and there's the final goal. We can solve every single problem, but if we don't solve this one, there won't be any humans. Yeah. So I believe what humanity is right now is the thing that wants to be infinite versus the infinite. And you might say, like, this is kind of crazy. This is impossible. But think about it this way. The first cell in the body of water on Earth did already the same thing. It expanded through the whole water and eventually climbed out to be on land. And it did it with no brain cells. It just did it randomly mutations till it worked its way out. Till it figured it out. Who says that Earth, being the first cell in the water of the universe, cannot leap into the next reality and repeat the pattern that's already been repeating? But the difference is, humans are not like cells. We don't just randomly can do bullcrap. We can put our souls into the future and map out the future and see what plan to take. It's the secret ability of humans. Instead of like humans all spanning through the whole universe and then going through every corner until they randomly find a solution, we can directly make the point of destination the expansion. That's the beautiful thing about humans, Instead of like going through all the random process, they can go directly to the next level. What is beyond this universe? think that's the next horizon, the next chapter of humanity. It's either we either gonna reach that horizon and die and know how humanity was had the ultimate ending. Well, no, yeah, this is the evil that we never couldn't like beat. We will know the limitations of humanity. We'll know the last chapter of humanity, and we can close this book, or we will continue past it more and more times. You know, but nevertheless, if we're gonna continue this good or want to know the ultimate story of humanity and why we're here, we have to get to that point. Isn't that not true? Doesn't that work both ways of serving humanity and having a story at the same time? It's a perfect little idea, I believe. One thing I want to teach you about, well, what have I learned, which I believe, is that the fundamental ethics comes from aim. I ask you, as a military leader, you are now responsible for a military base, very nice, is for you to put the ammo. You know, like some people say that ammo is not good in the base, so you were tasked with a job where to put the ammo. And where would you put the ammo? Would you put it on the left, the north, the south, underground, above air? Well, let's say that your enemy, in fact, is moles, and you put the ammo underground because you thought the enemy would never find it. You failed. They found the ammo and they killed your whole team. What if you're finding birds and moles? So you put your ammo in the air and under the ground. Oh wait, these guys would find it. You would still lose. When you abstract the when you're finding birds and moles, you can understand you're finding animals and putting them in maybe a little metal container in your base. It goes against what all the military rules says to put the highest explosives in your army, but it works because your aim determines ethics. You would know how to deal with abortion if you don't know what your aim is. Do we need more humans or less humans? What is the aim? People keep continuing to fight about what we should do with married couples. You fucking do dishes, I get my balls sucked, and we live a happy life. But people don't seem to agree that simply. Why? Because we have to align ourselves to our aim. And you ask, why do I have to align myself? I know what I want to fucking do. The simple, fundamental understanding of the universe is either you die or you adapt. The reality demands from you for you to be like water, and it'll be up to you to change. Ethics is a constantly growing problem. You might say that killing babies is bad. I might say that too right now. But what if our enemy was a disease that only infects babies and they explode and kills half the family? Then killing babies is good. Simple. Your ethics determines your goal. I mean, your ethics is determined by your goal. You can't have like these fundamental general rules that guide humanity, like utilitarianism or always value your family, because it doesn't fucking matter, because the reality could ask you to change and you hold on to these old ideas and you die. And that's what's been happening in society. We've been using things that don't represent reality, and we've been holding ourselves to a ball with these horrible aims and these horrible rules that have not allowed us to act according to what we need to adapt to. So we'll be talking about two fundamental problems that have been stopping the good of humanity to expand to its infinite. So what's been stopping the aim of bringing the infinite, kind of bringing it down and saving humanity? Well, of course, not knowing about your aim is one problem for you not allowing to fix it. You know, if you don't know what story you are, you'll never able to do anything. And now, since I guess we do understand the story, what has been stopping the aim? And what stops aim is not evil societies, evil people, people who want to destroy the world. The thing is, all people are the same. We all want good. But the problem becomes when the good that we do want does not represent reality. Let's say that what is the current problem of society, that what we consider good, the ultimate good is nations. And the ultimate evil, the thing you should always fight for, is money. But is that the good and the bad that we need in society to continue humanity? The problem with having good as nations, it still divides us. We as people have seen for the longest time that we are just a single human doing the same things in different parts of the world. We see this through the internet. You see the funny videos. It doesn't matter where you are. The funny fail videos are all the same. People are all equally stupid everywhere we go, equally smart. And yeah, having separation, what it does is like, I don't know why, but you define yourself as someone that you're not part of. Makes you aggressive towards other parts. It's a biological thing. And not seeing humanity under a single title brings division, and division brings war. And in the funny part about all this, it's the solution to world wars is a simple categorization of a higher self, a higher title, but this will not happen without a higher aim, which we will have now. Another thing that's been stopping humanity is the title, besides the title of nations, which literally brings war on humanity itself, is the aim of money. Not specifically money, because I'm sure we can make things profitable like solving pollution and solving world hunger, but we haven't. So that's why money has not been a good thing. The thing is, you can make anything you want profitable in this world. Anything you want. Military is the least return on investment you can have. It's literally $100,000 shells used to blow up people in their $10 million tanks, and we're blowing up the most valuable resources. The people are the most valuable resources, then followed by all the electronics, and then followed by everything else. We made that profitable. We can make other things profitable, but since we haven't, and we have infrastructure with the government that ensures that you stay in this linear path of good. So the government says money is good, and there's laws and infrastructure and schooling making you go towards the direction. So it's like a water slide that makes you go exactly where you want. And the government is just doing its best. It's people not doing evil. They think that money is good. It's just a lesser version of a good that needs to be in the reality, and it ends up hurting people. No, they're not evil people. They're just less. They're not less good either. They're not as good as it needs to be. And what these laws and things do not allow you to pursue things that you need outside the infrastructure that is provided. Right now, if I want to solve world hunger or solve pollution, it is not a self-cycling system where money could go into and I would grow in wealth by solving the world problems. How come the government of the world, which has an influencing system, who can make anything profitable, does not make the thing that would save humanity the most profitable? It's insane. It does not work. The infrastructure that we have built and currencies we have built around the world does not fit the aim of what humanity needs to happen. Not only that, but we think that money is the ultimate show of progress in the things that it does work on. Let's say cars. I say, maybe that's like something that the money doesn't do correctly. It reaches some corners that humanity does well. But I look at the cars, right? If I created the ultimate car that never broke down, a car that never needed to change the tires, it teleported, and it was created all by machine, the machine you had from birth, how much money would there be in this industry? $0. The more I create a better tool, the more I give you a solution to your problem objectively, what you needed towards your aim, the less money I would make. And we constantly look at societies like, yes, we look at like food industries, oh, more money is better. But the thing is, progress doesn't want you to come back to the same problem. Money requires you to come back to the same problem. The more money there is in the industry, actually the worse it is, the farther away is from solution. By having money as the aim, it had worked from inviting progress in society. People keep wondering, why is there no fucking flying cars? Why is there no like changing, like the progress of humanity has slowed down? Because we work against ourselves. If I cured every single disease in the whole world and I cured death, how much money would the health industry make? Zero. Each industry should be reaching zero as their goal, not more money. It's been the complete opposite. It's been people working against progress this whole time. So I believe fundamentally the definition of good of nations doesn't work because it brings division. And the aim of money does not work because it does not track progress and it does not reflect on what needs to be done in the world. And plus on having the government like tightening you and making you do this, it's like a perfect, it's literally works. Right now what we have in society is a water slide driving you towards a bunch of freaking blades. That's what the world is. And you feel it. Tell me that you don't feel something is wrong with the fucking world. I know you do. But I have a lot of time to think about it. I just sit at home all day. So, how do we solve these problems? I don't want war. I don't want to die from a fucking $100,000 missile that doesn't represent the future of humanity. I don't want to spend my whole life not becoming rich from saving the planet. I don't want to see the lack of progress from people working directly against progress. How do we save all these problems? How do I achieve the best future and become the richest from it? How? And I believe that the solution is the nation of humanity and its implementation that will solve everything. And what is the focus of this YouTube channel? All right, so how do we fix it? How do we fix the problem of the bad aim and the bad definition of good? I believe by spreading the good word of what is true, by convincing our nations. Because the secret is that the will of its people governs the government. There's no such thing as the will of the government. You know why? Because it is people. It's one thing. It's a person, and then a person with a hat on as a governor. All the people of the world is the same because we're all under the same conditions. If a meteorite hits me, we're all under the same boat. And I think that's what we need to do for this first step of nation and humanity, is to speak our will. It's a simple relationship between the infrastructure and its people. To let the government know that we are over with war. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to die from a nuclear bomb and splatter into 1,000 fucking pieces and look hella stupid. I, for a fact, enjoy taking bike rides. I like walks in the park. I don't want to end that way. I have much cooler ways to die. So I believe what our goal should be is go nation by nation from the highest military to the least military and convince them of the will. Convince them of the aim of humanity and to join in the nation of humanity and go one by one while putting a spotlight from every country to the one that's been prioritized so it has support of all nations at the same time. And we go down the checklist and make this as a fun quest. Doesn't that sound fun? Don't you like following quests? Don't you like check marks? It's a very cool idea. And it brings world peace. And it would definitely work because there's no people in the world that want war. Truly. All people are just extension of you. You gotta ask yourself, why would an extension of yourself would want war? And you truly, if you talk to them enough, you realize that it's for bad reasons. And if they had a chance to choose better, they would. And that's all I believe we have to do is have a communication and aim. And it will solve these problems. And that's what I believe the step one is to talk and to bring us under one union. And imagine the celebration we could have Imagine you live this generation, you know, you made a great family, and one of the things you achieved world peace. Wouldn't you be so much happier to realize that you all did it together, that you're all one? Like, how imagine the greatness of the day you would have when this happens. Don't you want to be part of that? Don't you want to live that day? Don't you want to have that something that happens in your lifetime? I do. So that's why I'm going to pursue these things. And you will pursue them too. Because you have no choice now. Not because I'm telling you to do it. Because your emotions will kill you and eat you if you don't. But the whole point is to see things correctly. I was teaching you about ethics and how it is important to see things based on your aim. Now you look at war. You know, let's say we bring world peace. We talk about our aim. We talk to every nation. We bring them under one banner. And one might say it is the best idea to destroy all the military forces. Huzzah! It's a black and white to make it a most profitable leader who's trying to convince people but not teach them. We tell you this. We have to destroy all military. It is something we have to put behind. But it's truly not true. What we truly have to do is look at it as what it is. Nothing in the world is truly black and white. Nothing. Everything is a double-edged sword. I can use my toothbrush to brush my teeth, or I can use a John Wick style and stab somebody in the back of the head. I can use the military to destroy the world and its people and the most precious resources, or I can save humanity. You say that's impossible. There's no good to the army. There's no good to the fighting. But let me ask you, is that really true? Is there no gray color to it? Is there no good parts of it that would help Infinite? The war would help the Infinite. I can ask you that. You can think about it. And of course, there was. The technology that's been produced from the military is one of the greatest achievements. Yes, it has killed a lot of people, but because of it, we have internet, that thing that connects all of us. And again, it's another problem if we misuse the perfect tool that's been created, because there's no bad tools. It's only bad people using it. We created nuclear power, the most efficient way to produce power. Like, hell yeah. Just because we wanted to destroy ourselves. We gotta see that the military is not only can be used for political actions, it can also be used for creating the best technologies. We can use military as an Olympics game, like how we do boxing and how we do like any other sport like football. Extract the best things out of military, like technology. What if we continue to compete? Simulated battles that allow us to compete friendly and produce these technologies. I feel like that's the best approach to military. It's not to destroy it completely, it's to continue to grow. Let it be it. Because it all will serve the Infinite in some way. Will it not? I truly believe that having military and political action is pointless. Because we, as people, can imagine ourselves in a scenario. Let's say I'm a person, I go to a police station, I punch a police officer and start screaming, and I get shot a bunch of times. I can realize this is a bad idea. I have the power. The greatest power of the human mind is to send your soul into the future, see it how it does, come back, and you realize, wow, that's a whole fucking stupid idea. My soul can die instead of me. It's the best ability humans have. And when do we stop using that and sacrificing our physical bodies for solving problems? It is we have degenerated one of the greatest human abilities that we do have. I really think that it is not a good idea to continue war. As it is. Another reason why should we keep war around is because there might be other countries that are similar to ours, in conflict with themselves, and therefore in conflict with everything else. They could be a lot like us. Fucking crazy. So having like maybe a reduced military by 80%, still having a lot of technological battles by every country, like a competition, so increase the technology production by 1,000%, decrease the resources that goes into it by 1,000%, and now we have military as what it is to the aim, as a small amber in a campfire in case it needs to be blown on and help the humanity to protect itself. And we still extract the best parts of it and keep it alive in case we need it. That's how we should see the military. Right now, what we have is just a huge fire of 1,000 battleships, 1,000 fucking tanks in every single country, ready to kill each other in any second. And it just imagine the resources we put onto it, and then we put it back to like people and research. We would have every single problem solving world on planet Earth. But we have not done this because we did not have an external aim. But now we do, and we will achieve these things. So yes, that's what I believe the first step is of nation humanity, is to not only to take things away, but also to arrange them in a correct way, like military, and put everybody under one banner. That's step one. Spread aim of humanity. Hell yeah. Second step. Once we have everything under one banner, huzzah! It's like the Helldivers meme. We can do more good things. You know, since we have everybody under one nation, and everybody shares the same aim, and we can now see military for what it is, we can slowly start reducing it. Maybe take 3% from every country to start the new cities of the world that represent the infrastructure that will be needed for the aim. Do you have a problem with politics? Do you feel like it's not so good? As I look at politics, I saw it as not a good thing too. My whole life I grew up and feeling politics are shitty. They kind of just piss at each other the whole time and they didn't really solve anything. Why not only do we solve world peace, what if we solve politics to be the best possible place? I looked at the aim of infinite and I asked myself, what would be the better political system that would represent the will of its people to ensure that it's supporting people towards that aim? And I look at the Democratic parties right now, and we have the Democratic Party and I guess the Republican. I don't fucking know. And they kind of perfectly match each other in 50-50. I don't know how that's possible. Corruption or something. Who knows? And they keep fighting against each other and they really don't solve any problems and they really don't have any track record. It's amazing. But let me give you a solution. Instead of having two crappy political parties, what if you had as many political parties as you needed? What if every single political party was a chapter? Let's say we have like a problem of abortion and only Democrats support it and of course Republicans don't. What if we made a chapter of abortion, a chapter of world hunger, a chapter of pollution? Each thing that's related to the problem of Earth would be a chapter, its own entity, not blocked, not shit on. If it exists, it has some importance. And what if you arrange these chapters and resources that they get based on the aim that humanity has? If the aim is infinite, and I say that expanding right now, we come to conclusion that expanding is the best thing. Put that as the second bar or the number one bar and give it the most amount of resources. And that would be the political party expansion to the whole universe. And every chapter would not be a thing that continues to happen. Like, let's say I don't like transportation. And like right now, what we have is just like, oh, let's make more money from it. And we have a better technologies like trains that travel 300 kilometers an hour and I can do it while drunk and they're 100 times safer. We're not going to implement this technology because we would make less money. What if we continue to implement it? The chapter of transportation, of completely eliminating the transportation problem and eventually destroying it, creating the perfect teleportation system or something, and then we can destroy this chapter and forget about it. What if our goal was to completely close every chapter of humanity? Wouldn't that be a better way to do politics? Or govern ourselves? I think it would be. Then we can go chapter by chapter, and humanity would be like a game. We have our main goal that we prioritize things to it, and then we close every single one out. And if we get to it and we close it and there's nothing else after that, the game is over. It's like that MMOs everybody's been wanting to do, and they've been trying to create the UI systems, and this UI system has to be applied to real life now. And political parties. Imagine waking up every single day and you can choose what chapter you want to be and become the richest from it. It's like a clan game. Yeah, I want to destroy world hunger today. Click, I join the party. I go do the right thing. People don't bitch at me for being stupid, and other people don't understand what I'm doing. I go and help for 3 freaking years and get paid $300,000 fucking dollars and go home happy. Wouldn't you want to live in this world? Because it should be like that. It makes you happy because it should be what makes you happy. The world should be what makes you happy, not miserable, not obligation. Because right now what we have is just like the craziest thing, I watched this Trump and what's her name lady, Kamala Harris, in a debate, and it was a pissing contest. Literally, they just lie. We have NFL players who are making millions, who do not influence people, and they have track records 2.1 centimeter of their jump. We know how much they jumped, and we calculated the projections, and if the collective power of their team will win then next against other team. And these are $100 million players. We have politicians that are $1 trillion players that have the people of in their hand, they have the people's lives. Haha. And what? We don't even have a track record. Why can't they just make promises and then we see look what promises they made and if they completed it or not? Like NFL. Because the truth is, if we had politicians with track records and we saw what they actually promised and what they did, we would not vote for a single politician. We would overthrow the government the next freaking year. And I believe what the future government should have, not only chapters with clear goals that are not fighting against other people, that are clearly measured, is that you clearly measure what people are promised and have done. It's like you do what you want to do in life. You get rewarded for it because you've been tracked correctly and you make money from doing it. But then you could ask me, wow, it sounds so perfect. How are we going to fund this? Because I believe the future does not have any money. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Like I explained to you before with progress, it's the lack of money that measures progress. I believe we can do it without it. If we eliminate every single chapter, there won't be any money. It's like, I don't think it's a reasonable thing to continue wanting in the future. What if instead we split our parties into chapters, like we do now, into how we want to see the world be a better place? Draw a line, see all the chapters like this, based on a priority, and under it, what every chapter needs in common with any other chapter. What is the basic needs that humans need to pursue chapters? Housing, pipes, food, medicine, education. And make this the core of what humanity needs to continue maintain itself. So every 10 hours of the week, you will go out and do one of these tasks and split the labor. That's communism. But let me ask you, yeah, that sounds like communism. And people will continue to like this idea because it was not completely bad. It had some 50% good in it and some percent bad. That's why people continue to look at it. But people write off these things like, yeah, they're fucking stupid. But let me tell you how this would serve you in the most beautiful way to continue to split labor and eliminate money. Let's say throughout my lifetime, for 3 years, I worked in a farmhouse. For 2 years, I worked in construction. For 2 years, I was a police officer. For 2 years, I was a nanny. For 2 years, I made food. For 2 years, I was a fireman. For 2 years, I was mining metal. For 2 years, I was a fisherman. For 2 years, I was a maintenance man. For 2 years, I was a spaceship driver. Throughout your whole life, you would have done everything. Don't you want that? Not only do you want to push the humanity further, don't you want to experience all of it? Wouldn't that be something you want to do? And not only that, let me ask you this. You know how we have in society right now, like some women say, We don't need fucking men, fuck them. But a lot of men are responsible for building up the infrastructure and jobs. There's people who are politically clueless who continue to vote. What, imagine now that you as a person who've been through every single job there is, all the 40 jobs, how useful would you be to society and how much you would understand? You would be the king of society. You know why? Because you understand every single part of it, what it takes to make society grow, what it takes to allow people to pursue chapters. You would be literally a genius. Aren't you tired of people from like up top looking down and not understanding what the world is? Are you tired from people from the bottom looking at the top and don't understand what the world is? It creates the separation of people. And it's just simply not good. And you would say, and don't you want to just work 10 hours? Maybe work 40 hours in a week and then take a 1 month vacation. Do what you want. And the chapters would be on top of that. Okay? So you have your core, your 10 hours of works that you can do whatever that you have to do. You don't have to, but you kind of do because you chose to. And then you have your chapters, the things that want to push humanity forward. And what they need, for example, in resources that are above a human baseline, like let's say spaceships, they need very high quality metals and whoever what. Then again, they would split those jobs too, but they would not be required by the core. So the space people would have like, you know, everybody would doing like 20 hours of labor, going resources and splitting it throughout the year, and then 80% of it thinking and creating. And again, it would create the most perfect people. Imagine if there was a person who was doing with space travel. He knew throughout his career, he knew exactly how every metal was collected, how everything was programmed. He knew how every machine was made, and then was responsible for the planning of it. Not only that, he knew what it takes for the infrastructure to uphold his goal. Every person, if they pursued this future, would be considered a king in today's world of intelligence and ability. That's what I want the future to be. I want you to experience everything and understand everything so you can make these correct decisions and not allow leaders to do these decisions for you. Because if I give my responsibility of thinking about the future to somebody else, I don't think about my future. You cannot have people represent you. You are responsible for your future. The second I take away your ability to plan your future, the second away I give you the ability to have free will. You can't have that. You can't continue to trust these leaders because you are responsible. Second, you're not responsible for the future. The second, you're not responsible for the government. The second, you're not responsible for the universe. You die in everything you could become, and then eventually physicality. One might say, yes, your plan sounds kind of stupid. I think it's great. Even though, how would 10 hours would be possible for society to be able to work? And I have thought of that. We as humanity have stopped progressing technology. We could be using trains that eliminates most roads, most tire making, most repairs, most everything. That would reduce 90% of the jobs if we only use trains. If we used only AI robots in cooking food, if we used only, I don't know, like robots to fix pipes, robots to build tunnels. The truth is, if we chose progress, we would lose 99% of jobs. What right now we have is AI coming into this world, and it's gonna destroy all the jobs, and we won't have the governmental foundation ready for all the people, and the future is gonna be very bad. I hope you see that eventually we will replace all these things, and the government, no way in their current state, is gonna be ready, and people are gonna suffer. The only reason I do this is because I have to. We can implement and be with the wave, with the AI, and use the AI not as a sword to kill yourself, but as a tool. Replace all these blue collar jobs, get rid of every single one, implement it with technology, and create the future cities of the world. That's why I want to create everything under one nation and take everything, a budget of like 3% from every military, and to create the 7 hearts of the humanity, the perfect cities with perfect infrastructure. So humanity does not have to worry about work ever again. But isn't that what you want? Do you not want? Do you want to continue to worry about money? That you become as good as your aim. If your aim is money, you fucking buy a vending machine, you flip cars, you buy sell couches. But now let me ask you this: if your aim is to overcome the infinite, what do you become then? It's important to a society to continue to move the horizon of aim further. We have people just doing the same things over and over again. We have to get rid of these old jobs and focus our stream and again push our goal forward. Yes. Talks. And don't you see that as, I guess, a much better idea than currency? Like, imagine people stop seeing each other as like something that I have the biggest problem with sharing information because I don't want information to be stolen and then somebody make money off of it. What if I just like everything was? I was not afraid to share. I was not afraid to give. Why do I need to return on investment? What if I just focus on giving my whole life? Doesn't that sound like a more beautiful place? The same applies to the problem of education. Education is stupid. I know it. I've been to school. I'm done now. And it's the problem because they do not have an aim. Imagine if you went to school for the chapter you want to serve. You say, I want to be the chapter of ensuring the humans live forever. Okay? That's a problem that's stopping us from reaching the infinite. Okay? You base education on what it wants to serve. And again, we're not even implementing the best technology to teach people. Imagine you went to school. This is $1 billion idea I'm going to share with you right now. You went to school and your whole medical degree was on TikTok. You just scroll through all these medical programs and then eventually you take a test. It is the ultimate way to learn. But we fail to use technology in the correct way. Humans learn so much through TikTok, but it's complete bullshit. What if you implemented the most current technological advances to education through TikTok? It is crazy how fast people can learn. But we don't do it. We don't use tools in the right way because we don't have aim. So we don't know how to ethically align ourselves. Okay, and another thing I want to talk about is like why I want to create the 7 cities. One great thing about creating 7 cities is that we have to start thinking about how we're gonna be in other planets. We're not gonna go through next planet and put 300 billion cities. We're gonna be kind of flying through it, put major cities and major resources, some cute places, and forget about it. And if we put all these cities everywhere, we destroy too many resources. So to build these 7 big cities that blend in with nature and take away from nature too, like we retract from nature and allow nature to breathe again and make a place beautiful. That's why I want 7 great cities, the 7 hearts of humanity, for each continent. I'm not sure how many continents there is. And it's better than building 300 cities. That's why 7 is better than 300 because yeah, again, the resources too many. I didn't want to build a city in every country because it would be too many resources. That's why I chose a big continent. Isn't that a better idea for the infinite? And also not one. At first I was thinking like, yeah, maybe we should build a one big city as the heart of humanity. So cool. But like, if something bad happens, yeah, it's not gonna work very well. Yeah, but also, like, the future shouldn't have you worry about fucking travel. Like, if you want to go to Bahamas and spend your time there, go do it. Like, the nation of humanity will not have the problem with travel. The world will belong to you. That's one of my big things that I want to implement. In conclusion, I believe if we orientate ourselves around an aim and we produce correct politics that are not based on corruption and take money out of it so it doesn't allow people to be corrupted, there should never been money involved in people who make decisions for the highest society. And there won't be anymore. By fixing politics, by adding in the correct chapters to allow people to follow quest lines and to have purpose, by aligning resources correctly by chapter, and then allowing people to have freedom to pursue what they want, by including the correct progression to the cities, and by allowing people to travel, I think this world will be a better place. I think it will be the golden age of humanity. And it will make things a lot better. Well, that's why I'm pursuing this goal. You know, I want to all these things to be happening, and I want people to have experienced all these accomplishments in their lifetime. I want them. So I'm gonna pursue them on this shitty YouTube channel. So I don't know any other way of doing it. But yeah, step one, spread the aim. Spread the aim of nation of humanity. Spread the aim of infinite. Spread the aim of good. The good is the lens you see the world through. If I see the world as good as the nations, I see how to help nations. And that what ends up happening is that humanity flows through my fingers. Well, that's what's been happening now. Look at the world. We have to do this. And step two, after we collect everybody under one banner, implement these new cities with these new infrastructures. That's going to serve people super well. Imagine how happy you would be if you achieved this in your lifetime. How cool would that be? Everybody living in peace and love and under a singular goal. Imagine being humanity, the most loving thing. I see it. I know it will be. But we have to do these things. And I hope you can support this channel. Yes, I will tell you to subscribe, and I probably will take some of the money and buy myself a car. But my goal is not to buy a car, but to continue to, make these things happen. Make Nation of Humanity happen. I want this channel to grow as a platform, to like 1 million or 10 million followers, and to help me grow it so we can go into the government and then talk to them and have these debates and change the world. So that's the step one, is to help me grow this channel. I'll continue to make content regarding on ethics and some other advertisements, and I hope things will work out for all of us. Huzzah.